What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of the second studio album by electronic and synth pop duo Purity Ring. This album is called Another Eternity. If you'd like to help out the channel with a donation, help the videos keep coming, you can check out the link. It's the top link in the description down below, along with all of my social media links. It's been nearly 3 years since the last full-length record from this duo, and as you guys might recall, I was a pretty big fan of that record, Shrines. All of you who have been begging for electronic music reviews, or for me to review something from the electronic and synth pop realm that I truly love, this review is for you. I'm gonna tell you right from the start that I love this album, even more than the debut. The record has a tight groove and it clocks in at a perfect 35 minutes long, mesmerizing and dreamy vocals from Megan James all over this thing. And then of course it's got a close connected feel, just showing that this album is in fact an album and not just a collection of songs. Not to take stabs at other electronic projects, but I sure do love it when artists from the electronic realm really just suck me in for a full-length experience rather than just a song here or a song there. You can tell that this is just an ethereal piece of art that all flows in a similar vein. This time around, Purity Ring opt for more of a vibrant and full approach with their sound compared to the more reverb-laden and airy approach that they took with a good chunk of that Shrines album. This was definitely one of my most anticipated album releases for the year, although I was a bit worried after hearing the lead single Push Pull. Didn't really hit home for me the 1 or 2 times that I heard it before hearing the entire record. It didn't really feel like anything all that special to me, but I kind of pushed those feelings aside before listening to the album for the first time. Track 1, Press Play, Heartsigh. Hooked immediately. James nailed the vocals on this track, and then Roddick comes in with some fan-damn-tastic production. It's glitchy and a bit noisy, but the focus never shifts too far from the strong vocal performance. If you haven't noticed, I'm head over heels for the vocals of Megan James, and if anything, I'm adoring them even more on this record than on Shrines. Lyrically, Heartsigh kind of dives into one's own vulnerability and insecurity, and I think that it plays out beautifully. See, right off the bat, we have a contender for my favorite track from Purity Ring to date, but there are definitely a few tracks that we're about to get to that gave it a run for its money. If you're looking for a damn good hook that's going to be locked inside of your head for days, I'd have to suggest the track Bodyache. Big bass hits during the verse that lead up into this more explosive chorus in terms of its synth work and its vocals. I'm not usually into the whole hand clap effect, mostly because hip-hop as a genre has beaten it like a dead horse, but it worked for them. They pulled it off here on this track. Stranger Than Earth clocks in as the longest song on this record at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. It also marks one of the more personal songs on this thing, featuring a little bit of a warm and electronic embrace that reminds me ever so slightly of the Glitch Mob's 2010 record Drink the Sea. I know I say this somewhat often, but damn it if this isn't perfect driving music. Slightly before the 2-minute mark on this song, the intensity begins to build and then just explodes into one of the most enjoyable moments on this LP. I'm kind of getting a haunting feeling from the track Begin Again, and I gotta say that I like it. Listening to a song and having it send shivers down your back is almost never a bad thing. The synth tone here is absolutely stellar and fits the mood and the atmosphere incredibly well. James's vocals capture a different side of her personality, something a little bit darker, and I'm really into it. Not to say that this record isn't dark as a whole and her vocals aren't a little bit gloomy, but I think she brings out another side of herself that we don't always see. She sings the line, "You be the moon, I'll be the earth, and when we burst, start over. Oh darling, begin again." There, right there, there's those shivers I was talking about. Repetition reminds me of Shrines more than anything else on Another Eternity. It's kind of got a brooding pace about it with the echoed and layered vocals, and of course the vocal effects in general. I think that's the main thing that's reminding me of that debut album. I mentioned that the track Push Pull wasn't exactly my favorite thing whenever I heard it for the first time. I do admit that it's got a nice flow about it, a little bit of spark, a little bit of glam here and there, but the biggest problem lies in the fact that this is a good song in an album full of great songs. Not to discredit it though, because I'm enjoying it and coming around on it more and more with each listen. I get really hyped whenever I listen to the dance floor ready jam, Just Him. A big beat has me swallowed up in its sound and just nodding my head along and thinking to myself, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. This is what I needed right now. Not only this song, but really this entire album, blowing those expectations of mine right out of the water. Flood on the Floor carries over the energy that the track Dust Him brought us, and it features these supercharged electronics that completely rock my socks off. And no one says rock my socks anymore? Damn it. I'm sure there are some fans of the debut record that are gonna think this is too poppy, it's too in your face, it's, I don't know, too mainstream, but to them, all I can say is, how dare Purity Ring not make the same album twice? Sea Castle is one of those tracks that just kind of gives me a mental picture. It gives me this vision of someone looking out at kind of a long deserted castle. They're looking out into this foggy abyss, looking and showing the protagonist probably slightly confused and really just thinking aloud right here on this track. It's musical ecstasy and it's making sweet, sweet love to my eardrums, and that's the honest truth. It's quickly becoming a top favorite for me, offering up that eerie intro and then building itself into something that is so much more. Finally, we close out the record on Stillness and Woe. The mood is set with some light keys, a somber vocal performance to start us off. Pop Market, I really want you to take note of how the auto-tune is used on this track. It's used during the chorus, and it's used to enhance the down-tempo mood that this song embraces, not to cover up how terrible the singer is that you're trying to market to the world. Stillness carries out this record on the perfect note, and I think I'm ready to give out my score. Make sure to pick up this record whenever it drops on March 3rd. I know I've already got my copy pre-ordered, and of course, this is my first perfect score of the year, a 5 out of 5 from ARTV. What do you guys think about Purity Ring? Are you excited for this record? Have you heard it? Have you heard some of the singles? And did you like their debut album, Shrines? Let me know your thoughts on the duo in the comments section down below, along with any other albums you'd like to see me tackle right here on ARTV. Make sure to smash the like button on this video to show your support, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see future reviews from yours truly. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon right here on ARTV.